Happy Sabbath, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Today we are looking at the solutions for the topic we had this week, which was why young adults are believing in church, which is a message for parents. Now, let me actually zoom in a little bit more. Now, solution number one, parents, make your home a church. You know, make sure your home is a church. That way your kids are used to having church at home. So when they go to church, it becomes their second nature. Number two, um, answer their questions. When they ask you questions, answer the question. Don't leave them off and just say, well, just do as you were told. No. Answer so they know why they do what they do. Number three, um, teach them to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, not your own tradition. I know you decided to do that at first, but at a certain time, teach them for them to go and find out for themselves so they can ask God questions for themselves, so they can do for themselves. Because if you don't, then the TV is going to teach them, which is why you should not let them watch that much TV when it comes to, especially when it comes to spiritual life. Because people on the TV, they can have their own agenda, they can have their own mindset, and not really listening to what the Bible has to say. So if you teach them to do it for themselves, then they will not rely on the TV anymore. That was number three. Number four, do not have a form of godliness. Be godly. They watch your behavior at home, in the marketplace, and everywhere else we go together. So when you have that behavior that is bad behavior during the week, and then you come to church acting like you're holy, they view you as a hypocrite. So don't have be godly, but don't have a form of godliness. Number five, get your kids involved at church. That way, if you get them involved at church, when they get older, they're gonna know that they have something to do in the salvation of people. If they don't do anything at church, there is no reason to be there. They're gonna be bored, and so they're gonna leave because they want to find something to do. So get them involved at church at a young age. Number six, um, take church seriously. Don't act like you don't want to go to church today or you want to go late today. No, take church seriously. Do your best to be at church on time as much as possible. Yes, things can happen. I understand. There could be accident on the road where you don't come to church on time, but don't make it as though you wanna be there late as much. But be on time as many times as possible. Therefore, your kids can see that you do value church heavily. Number seven is, when they leave home, they will not leave church. So all of these things that you have done is to make sure that when they leave home, all the first six solutions is so that when they leave home, which is number seven, they don't leave church. The reason why most kids leave church is because they leave home. But if all those first six things you do as consistently as possible, your child, when that child leaves home, he or she would not leave church. So number seven is make sure they don't leave church. Even when they leave home, always try to encourage them, because you're not there anymore and you cannot always be there in their lives. Or encourage them, hey, you know what, today you're gonna do this together. If you guys live like an hour away, parents try to go pick him up at the school, or if they want, they can come and spend the weekend at your house and go to church. Tell them to be active in church. Give them advice on what to do when they get a certain age. Therefore, even when they leave this home, they're still gonna be able to stay at church because they value church, and you put that in their mind that church is very important for their salvation as well. Guys, these are the 7 solutions. Hope to see you guys again. Food for thought.